Alright, I have some chicken thighs right here. This is boneless, skinless, right? I'm just going to salt it. We're going to cook this first. We're going to saute it, give it some color, and then go from there. Remember, cooking with the pan properly, we're going to heat the pan, get it scorching hot, then we'll add our oil, which would be canola, grapeseed oil, anything with a high temp rating. And then after the oil heats up, then we'll put in our product. That way it doesn't stick and it'll get good color. So we're heating up the pan right now. Alright, pan's hot, so I'm going to add oil. Then let that get really hot. Just enough to cover the bottom of the pan. Okay, oil's super hot, so we don't want to overcrowd the pan. Okay. If you overcrowd the pan, you'll stop searing it, it'll stop getting color, it'll just steam, right? We don't want to steam the chicken, right? So batches, little at a time. Let it go, one side, don't worry about it for about 3-4 minutes, and then we'll flip it over with a pair of tongs and see where it's at, see if it's brown enough. Alright, we'll take a look at it. Let's see. Oh, there you go. It's, let's see if you can see that. It takes a while to focus. There you go. It's brown. Nice and brown. Anyways, oh, there you go. So flip these all over. Cook them on the other side for a little bit. Get color on the other side. Okay, we've been cooking them on for the other side. We'll take them off now. We'll turn them off the heat for right now. We're going to take them out of the pan. Put them off to the side. We'll put it back in later, okay? We'll use this pan to cook all the vegetables. Next, in this recipe, I have some onions and sweet potatoes that are going to go in it. So I have some sweet potatoes, and we'll keep the heat on medium to medium high. And some onions that go in this, and some carrots. Now, whatever takes longer to cook, because carrots are hard vegetables, so are sweet potatoes. We put that in first. We'll get some color on it. So I said we'll keep it on medium high, get some color on it, and then we'll add all our other vegetables. I've been sauteing this for a little while now on high heat, high to medium heat. You see a little color on the vegetables. I want to get some color because color is flavor, right? At this point, I have some celery, a couple stalks of celery, 1 bell pepper, okay? And I have tomato that's going to go in at the very end, okay? So right now I have 1 sweet potato, about 1 onion, 2 carrots, 2 things of celery. We're going to add a little salt to this, just to help promote sweating, help bring out some of the moisture in those celery and bell peppers, okay? Keep it at about medium heat. We'll cook it for about 5 minutes, okay? And then we'll add ginger in the stock. Alright, vegetables have been going for a while. I'm going to put about a big tablespoon and a half of ginger. Cook that down for about 30 seconds, just until we can smell it, right? Then we're going to add everything else. I have some chicken stock here. Okay. Get the unsalted one, that way you can salt at the very end. Because if you get salted, it might end up being too salty. I'm going to put 1 whole thing of chicken stock in. Okay. Now, how much stock do you put? How do you know? If you want it really brothy, put more stock. If you don't want it brothy, if you want more vegetables and little like vegetable heavy, put less stock, right? I got 1 can of coconut milk. This is a regular coconut milk. Okay. And then we're going to put all our aromatics. Here's some Thai basil, lemongrass. This is an edible. The lemongrass is an edible. And kaffir lime leaf. I don't have any kaffir lime leaf on me. I tried getting some. We used it in class. I'll put a little note on the video. But definitely kaffir lime leaf and some cilantro. Okay. Alright, here's some cilantro, a big bunch of cilantro, and this is one of the most important parts we forgot. You could saute this in the vegetables. After the vegetables are all sauteed, add this with the ginger and saute it there, and it'll help bring out the flavor. But if you forget, like me, too late, you could put a big tablespoon of this. Now this is really hot, right? So we add a little at a time. If you want more flavor, more of that flavor, we could always add more later, right? We're just going to stir it in. You can stir it in with a whisk if you have a whisk, right? This. Now we're just going to add all the chicken back into this dish, right? And just bring that to a simmer. We're going to cover it once it comes up to a simmer and let it simmer for about 30 minutes so all the flavors melt together. And I'm gonna add a little peanut butter to this just for some richness. I'll add it right now, and then that's it. Then once it's done cooking, we know it's done when the sweet potatoes are done cooking. We'll turn it off and then taste it and season it with, balance the flavors out with salt if it needs salt. If it's too salty and needs a little sweetness, we'll add a little sugar. I'm a big fan of peanut butter and the richness that peanut butter brings to a dish, so I'm gonna add a big hunking full of peanut butter. Now this is not traditional. Usually in Thai cuisine they don't put this in the red curry, but I really like it. It's just something I did over time. Just whisk that in. Okay. Alright, it's coming up to a simmer, boil. We're going to put a top on and turn it down. And just let it light simmer like this. The reason why we keep a top on is it's going to keep more flavor in, right? Anytime you smell something cooking, that's flavor coming out. Flavor molecules, compounds coming out, right? So we keep this on, keep as much flavor in as possible. About 30 minutes, we'll turn it off, season it, balance it, like I said, with salt, sugar, whatever it needs, more spice. Also, if you have limes available when you're cooking this, doing like one whole nice juicy lime, maybe even two. This, it gives it acidity. The only two flavor enhancers that are salt and acid, and so this is going to definitely enhance the flavor of the dish, right? So meanwhile it's cooking, put that lime in, put it back on. Thai food's all about sweet, salty, spicy, you know, sour. So the lime helps with that. When the curry is about done, we're going to put in the tomatoes. So the curry only has about a couple more minutes. So I'll add the tomatoes now because I don't want to add them in the beginning because I want them to still have texture. If you add them in the very beginning, it'll just be, you know, mush, right? So tomatoes are. All right, it's been simmering. All right, it's been simmering for about half an hour, right? We're going to taste it, see where it's at, see what it needs. And because I use chicken stock with no salt, it definitely needs some salt. Probably could use another lime because I could use a little more acidity in it, right? And then just a little sugar to dull it up. And then I think that's it. So we always play with flavor at the end. You know, you could always add more stuff at the end. You could add more curry at the end if it needs more curry, right? But you can't take away. If you add too much curry in the beginning or you add too much salt or sugar in the beginning, then it's there's no taking it away. So there you go. That is Thai chicken curry. Gloriana, ba ba da 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 da.